why do you think, and I know the answer to this, but for the viewers,
Sure.
why is there this constant paradox where women want you to be confident, strong, they want you to be a leader? Why do they always seem to be testing that? I have my own answer. I'm sure it's very much aligned with yours. But for guys that can't seem to figure this out, why is it that if they want you to be all these things, then why are they always seeming to try to knock you off of that? Why are they always seeming to try to bring you away from it?
Well, it's inherent in their DNA to seek competent, virtuous, strong, resourceful men, right? Otherwise, if they didn't 1,000 years ago, it would spell certain death for her and the children because she'd pair bond with the loser and he wouldn't be able to provide and protect and all that good stuff. Today, though, the inherent uh, hardwiring that their DNA tells them to seek for in good men conflicts with the modern narrative. You don't need a man. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Women are oppressed. The patriarchy, 77 cents on the dollar for every dollar a man makes, blah, blah, blah. So they're constantly pushing back on men, I think. And this is one of the reasons why you want to look for a woman that's got a good relationship with her father, that followed the boundaries that he set and enforced and was happy to do so, so that you don't have to endure misery and disparaging conversations with her in your long-term relationship. Again, going back to the original point that I kicked off at the start, these sorts of concepts that I talk about are for guys like me, right? Like guys that are leaders, that aren't plugged in beta males that sort of like go downstream like dead fish, right? So making these choices and having this level of awareness is not just informative, but it's also useful in enjoying your life as a guy.
For sure. But by the way, I think most women, if they're honest with themselves, they want this. I think for
Yeah.
some of them, they're a little afraid of it because to them it sounds controlling, especially if they are not used to being around normal. I think it's just normal traditional men.
Yeah.
So I think inherently, if they can let go of a little bit of that kind of toxic feminism,
It's
then they
funny.
can
There
say,
was a Reddit post that I shared the other day on Twitter, I think. Let me see if I can find it real quick on my phone as we talk here. But she was basically breaking down in a post. I've got this successful guy. He's wealthy. He's athletic. He's got musical talent. Makes lots of money. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Goes to bed at
"Mm,
9. He's always working, making loads of money. Blah blah blah. But I feel intimidated by him. I feel like, oh, here it is. Let me read it to you because I think this is the epitome of the typical woman that will fight a successful guy that wants to set the boundaries. So she says, "My boyfriend is intimidating, Ivy League, fitness freak, plays multiple instruments, has a career that's just insane. He's also sweet, funny, and caring. However, living together is tough. It's almost like living with a machine. He's up at 5, hits the gym, goes to the office, comes back at 7, reads the news, writes his correspondence, then heads to bed. His phone is always ringing, business friends, academics, invites to charity events, you name it. It's just very intimidating. I know a lot of women think that this is the ideal man. It's weird. I think so many men I've met have been pushed away from masculine norms. And when you actually meet somebody who is in every sense a traditional man is frightening. It's like living with a force of nature, someone who is on a mission to the very top. I'm not like that. I like to bake cookies with my girlfriends and have brunch with the girls. I want to lay in bed on the weekends. Most of my friends are girls who love to work but also have other priorities. To be honest, although a lot of us say we want to be a girl boss, you've heard that term 1,000 times now, right? Most of
mhm."
us really just want to live a quiet, happy life and have a family. Anyways, I feel like I shouldn't stop him. I should not get in the way, but he makes me feel very insecure. I think that this is the cultural uh, poisoning that girls today are drunk on, the toxic version of feminism, where it's like she literally finds the perfect man. The woman that you see on all these podcasts all the time saying, I want a high value man, she's literally described and she feels uncomfortable and odd being around it. Isn't that interesting?
I think Patrice O'Neill, you've heard of
Yeah,
Patrice
of
O'Neill.
course.
I think he kind of just listen. I'm just gonna put it, and I really have a great connection to so many women that I've met over the years. I was raised by my grandmother, and I'm critical, but I'm also just as critical of myself and men. So I'm not one-sided about it. I just feel that because women have emotional brains, they know how to find the negative in things
Mhm.
quite quickly, even if there's so many good things. they just know how to do that
Yeah, we
one
were
way or
saying that
another.
earlier, right? Like women like to manufacture drama, right?
Yeah, they know how to
If
do
there's
that.
no
It's just how
drama,
it's
if there's no discomfort in the relationship, she literally took the time to sit down or write a post on the internet on Reddit saying, "This is my complaint about my perfect
he's too perfect.
man. He's too perfect,
He's too
right?
perfect. Something is
Why do I feel insecure about it? You're not supposed to feel insecure. You're actually feeling comfort. The insecurity that you think you're feeling is because you're drunk on the Kool-Aid of toxic feminism.
right.
That's, told you to compete against men, to never be a compliment to a man's life. Like this is literally the perfect man that every woman describes that they want.
It's crazy. There was also what was oh my I'm not so into basketball anymore like I used to be. Who I'm sure you remember this. Who in the world? Steph Curry, his wife. You probably remember that, right?
I've
Familiar?
I'm trying to recall the story. I'm not a basketball fan. I don't follow popular culture with stuff like that. So you're gonna have to.
Okay, so one of the most
She got
notable
bored of
NBA
him or
players in
something
the
like
last.
that.
I don't know if it was bored, maybe something along those lines, but she was complaining on these talk shows
Mm,
about how
yeah.
maybe he works too hard. I don't remember what it was, and everybody was just hammering her. Even a lot of women were like, "Are you out of your mind? Do you know how many women
A
would
world class athlete. Yeah. See,
world
that's the
class?"
thing, when they say that you can't make a woman happy, that's exactly what we're talking about. Because even the perfect man will not make a woman happy. She'll find
Yeah,
something in it to complain about. And let her. It's fine. Let her blow off
yeah.
the steam. Let her make the Reddit post. Let her have brunch with her girlfriends and say, my boyfriend is a machine. He makes me feel insecure. Let her. It's fine.
No, but I think also if she does have the right friends and the right friends have guys that don't even come close to that in so many avenues, I think when she sits down by herself, she goes, you know what, I'm kind of
Girl, you're
complaining about
crazy.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their husband is 50 pounds overweight. Meanwhile, her husband is incredibly in shape. That alone, forget about all the
Yeah.
other things.
But
And
it
they
also
have to,
seems that like, women want to take what other women have, if they're not good women of good moral character and they're sitting down and having brunch, it's entirely plausible that I call it the committee, because they're friends,
right,
because women don't usually make decisions on themselves, by
right.
themselves. They'll go out with their girlfriends and they'll have a WhatsApp chat or something like that, and they'll form a committee on a certain topic or idea.
Oh, that's
Um,
often how relationships are sabotaged
yeah, yeah,
because their
by
friends convince them something's wrong
exactly.
when yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when there's really nothing wrong there.
Right. It's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but what were you saying about the committee? It sounded like you were gonna go
Yeah,
into
well
it a little bit.
that's what the committee does, to your point exactly, right? That they can discourage her from pursuing a long-term relationship with a guy because the committee doesn't approve of it, or they'll find some flaw in it somewhere, or they'll say that or they'll make her think, something like, oh, he's probably cheating on you if he's coming home at 7 o'clock at night, girl, because guys in that work or line of work don't do that sort of stuff. And it's like they can be problematic too. So I think it's really important as well, when you're vetting a woman, to take a look at the people that she spends time with, like her committee, if you will, or the 5 women that she spends the most time with, because she's going to be the average of them. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.